Welcome back. So let's talk about road infrastructure. Good road network makes crucial contributions to economic development and growth. This in turn brings about important social benefits. In Nigeria, a lot more needs to be done in this area. And, you have complaints from Bayelsa to Lagos to nationwide. So for instance, in Lagos and Ogun states, both in the country's southwest region, residents in most areas have expressed their displeasure at the deteriorating conditions of the roads, which has induced heavy traffic situations. A lot of factors contribute to this, but how soon will these roads be fixed? What plans are in place? So we have in the house this morning, we have the SA on Drainage and Water Resources in Lagos, Mr. Joe Igbokwe. Thank you so much for being with us. And we also have Engineer Ade Akinsoya, is the SA Works and Infrastructure in Ogun State. Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Okay, let me start with you. Tell us, of course, the people of Ogun State, they are watching. Tell us what you would describe or how you would describe the state of the roads infrastructure in your state.
Good morning. Thanks for the opportunity to be here to kind of share what Ogun State is doing. Well, as you've rightly said, the state of the roads is not something to write about right now. But His Excellency, Prince Dapo Abiodun, is working on changing things around. Generally, a road has a lifespan. And unfortunately, lot of the roads that have been built, they are coming to the end of that lifespan. So what you are trying to do is to do a lot of rehabilitation to bring them, I don't want to use the word resuscitate, but more or less to bring them back to fully do a rehabilitation. So presently, right now, the governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, has given us the mandate to go out and look at all this road within the state, both the express, the federal roads, the township road, and the rural road. So we've captured all those things right now. And as you can see, people see some of the work is already ongoing. We started rehabilitation all across the state. So there's work going on in the East Senatorial District, the West Senatorial District, and the Central. So we have a comprehensive and robust work going on everywhere right now. So with the rain going down everywhere, yes, as I've said, I captured it based on the Senatorial District. So we can't touch every road at the same time. It's impossible.
Okay, that was what I was trying to reconfirm. If you said the work that's going on everywhere.
Well, I said Senatorial District. So that's, we have work in all the 3 Senatorial District and federal constituency. So, but gradually we'll be getting to almost everywhere. But we have a comprehensive work going across the whole state. So there's rehabilitation going, and we have new construction also. And in the process of budgeting for 2020, His Excellency Governor Dapo Abiodun went around the state, went to Ilaro, Abeokuta, and Jebode to listen to people's desire, what they want. And as you said, the main thing is road, and infrastructure. I think that was the big thing there. So based on that, we've captured a lot of new things we are going to do. So you see a massive reconstruction next year. It's not only within the township. Also, the key thing is a lot of the roads in Ogun State, they work rural area also. And so we have a program designated to address that. So we're looking generally within a year or somewhere between 400 to 500 kilometers of road of the rural roads to do. So as things weather get better, you see a lot of things being rolled out.
Okay, so let me quickly find out if some of the areas that you are include Kpakpa, Orimerumu, and Ofada area.
Yes, some of the things, the road you mentioned, or the area, we've been captured to do some additional work in that area. So those are the things we're in the process of getting the final approval from His Excellency. As I've said, we have a comprehensive list of all the area. The neighboring, we are neighbors to Lagos State and Oyo State also. So we have roads leading to all of them. We've captured roads in Akute, Ojodo Abiodun, Magboro, Lambe, Idiroko, Alta is massive.
That road.
Actually, right now, I can tell you we have 2 roads going on in Alta, not the express road. But right now, I think they've taken my phone. I will have shown you. We are doing palliative work on federal roads. Along Abeokuta Express.
Because those who live in Songwater, they have been complaining for a while. So, I mean, when can they hope to get some respite?
Well, one of the things is between both the Lagos State Governor and my boss, Governor Dapo Abiodun, one thing they have done jointly is to request the federal government to relinquish the Abeokuta Express road to them so they can fully rebuild the road. But right now, as I've said, yesterday night, from the middle of this week, we have the PWA, Ogun State Public Works Agency, already doing palliative work in that area. So, I mean, if you go, because of the traffic, they can't walk a lot during the day. So most of the work is done at night. So that's something the governor is very particular about, that we need to bring relief to that area.
Okay.
And
All right, Mr. Igokwe.
I'm sure you are aware of the pains that Lagosians have been crying about in Lagos. Well, we see that some work has started, but it seems that Lagos roads have never been this bad.
Yes. No, water is number one enemy of roads. That's one critical factor. You can't do anything when it is raining profusely. And you have never had the kind of flood that we had this year. We witnessed that 10 years ago. There's an ocean rise. And when you have an ocean, that tide, if you have it up, water cannot flow in from the lagoon. It will recede back and everywhere will be flooded. I use the Ikorodu Road every day to come to Alausa. I mean, if you come to, to ascend that Jibo Bridge heading to Lagos, there's an infringement there. It's a gully there. And know what people suffered. For days, the tractors were waiting there. 3 days, three tractors were waiting. For days to fix it, they would just put their crushed stones and all. Before you know it, the rain will come and then wash them away. And they waited for almost 2 weeks to fix it.
Is it been fixed now?
No, they fixed the one just before you climb the bridge. There's another one that you made about 50 meters to the bridge. They have done that one. There's another one now they want to fix. They've been waiting to do that. I don't know. I spoke to, as I was coming this month, I was going home yesterday, I spoke to Kuti, because it's a federal project. You can go there. I spoke to Engineer Kuti, who is the controller of Works Federal, yesterday, that they need to come back and fix it. As I was coming, I noticed that they've not been there. I still called them again. It's a federal road. You cannot go there. But we have started with our own. We have a lot of work to do on our own.
What is this Nigerian thing that there is a little pothole and we don't go to fix it? We wait for it to become a gully and then we start panicking and running around to try to fix it. What's wrong with fixing it when it's just starting? The governor has said we should take pictures of potholes in Lagos and send to him and they'll be fixed.
Well,
I'm sure he has been inundated with pictures.
Yeah. All of us who are in the cabinet, they inundate our phones with all this.
Well,
and we have in Lagos, we're not complaining, we have, gangs who are doing that. Some are in Lagos West, Lagos East, and Lagos Central, doing it. Lagos is a business hub. A lot of activities.
That's why we should not have roads like this.
That's
it's
why.
A business hub.
See what is taking us to build. They are doing casting now. That's the new way to go. Casting on Lagos, Apapa Oshodi, up to Tollgate. Doing casting now. We're moving away from asphalt because it does not like water. It does not like water. So we will, this is the only city that is where people go for. This is a city that's known for business, and a lot of people come here, a lot of pressure. Before, we have pipelines. I'm coming. We have pipelines where you used to distribute this
petroleum products.
Petroleum products. Now they vandalize all the pipes.
Now they have to go by road.
Everybody is coming to Lagos. It's part of the reason. Everybody is coming to Lagos, and PMS is a critical product that you must use. So you can't stop people from doing their business. I had you now. I was watching.
Okay, so everybody is coming to Lagos, and yes, they are the main carriageway. There are other, inner roads that we have. Thank God you are in charge of the drainage and water resources. What do you want to say about the drainages in Lagos State?
Well, let me tell you, because of my, inspection, I went to inspect to get myself, to have knowledge of the drainage system in Lagos. And I must tell you, the leaders of Lagos built drainages in Lagos, everywhere. That discharges water into the lagoon and then to the Atlantic Ocean. But human factor or factors, when we are using return bottle, Coke bottle, ordinary bottle, you return it. Today, plastics, polythene bags have become a serious issue. That's what I noticed, that almost all our drainages are filled with plastic waste, bottles. And with that, the water cannot flow.
Isn't it time to have some kind of legislature controlling the disposal of plastic bottles and plastic bags?
No, we're coming. I'm coming. If you go to places, developed countries, if you buy bottled water, if you return, they will give you some money. That's where we're going. You see all those things, on the trains, just lying there. It's because we have not put value on it. There's no value on it. Well, just like, before iron is everywhere. Iron, products are everywhere. Now you cannot find them. People walk about to pick them. I'm sure very soon people will put value on plastics. Recycling, people will do that. And then they will see people picking it. But we are doing something. There's a task force now, I think in Lagos, that is dealing with issues. How do we put these things to use so that even the government, can check it and recycle and then put value to it, pay people to bring it? It's because we don't have any choice than to do that, because it's a deluge now.
Okay,
it's a big problem.
So I would agree with you that there's a lot that needs to be done in that area. And of course, this is not leaving out the residents of Lagos State, because before you find the plastic bottle in the drainage, somebody has tossed it out somehow, somewhere. So the people on their part will need to do better too. What about the government ensuring that those drainages are, taken care of at the right time? Those things that would clog the way and then make the roads flooded, and then, deterioration and all of that will happen. What is the government doing in that area?
No, government is doing something. The drains in front of you, we call it tertiary drains, in front of your house, is meant to be handled by local governments, working in tandem with the tenements, those areas. Just bring out what you have in your drains. Sand, sands, plastics, bring it out. Declare it once in a year, before the rainy season and after the rainy season. It is done. It's been done in Lagos.
It's been done at what level? Because you still go around.
I have just talked about tertiary drains. I'm going to secondary and primary drains. That's the big ones, the canals, the channels, that you use swamp buggy to dredge. You're supposed to dredge about 2 times in a year. And there are many. We have about 176 of such channels in Lagos. 176. One of them is close to 40 kilometers, discharging into the lagoons. It's lots and lots of work. And don't forget the pressure we have in Lagos, People, markets, population, It's our wealth. People are our wealth. But there are problems that we need to solve, and we're not complaining. It's going to be solved. If you look at Governor's term, the agenda.
It's going to be done, but how soon and how fast? Because people, residents of Lagos State, they are not, they've heard this, it's going to be done for a long time, that I'm sure some of them listening to you now are like, okay, so it's going to be done when?
You see, let me even tell you, this thing is supposed to be a collective responsibility. You see, as a tenement, you're not supposed to throw anything into the drains. As a tenement, you can't do that. We have seen people, we went to inspect a house in somewhere in Ogun, a 4-story building. There was a canal behind it. And in that canal is where they put all the refuse generated in NACOM. Not only one block.
What happens to enforcement? What happens to enforcement?
Wait now. You cannot, we went there and we saw it and we went back to work. You see, you can't carry all Lagosians, 20 million Lagosians, and put them in jail.
So you mean everybody is...
Almost everybody, including educated people. We have seen a man, very educated man, who he was going to work. He loaded his boot with very early morning, about 5 with trash, and was dumping it by the roadside. People who are supposed to know better. On Ikorodu Road, you see people that we eat with this takeaway paper and throw it out of the window. These are educated people.
Certainly,
These are educated people. They are not ordinary people.
A certain Mr. Inumedon says that we should please request Ogun State government to look into Matogun, Lambe, and
Matogun, Lambe,
and Akute. You mentioned Akute earlier. So they're asking you to look into these other two that says there's no road at all in these axes.
Well, before I answer that question, let me just add to what the SC said also. I think generally when you have a road, water and road, they don't miss. They are eternal enemies. So no matter if it's concrete or anything you build, once you have water, it's like it's lubricant under. Once it goes under, it starts floating. And then with time, when any small crack, you just see things separating. I agree with you that start with a small pothole. And I think we are working on that. So it will get there, but we are working on that. Okay. It's a big area. So it's a question of time. And as I've said, Ogun State now, the governor, what he has done is created Ogun State Public Work Agency. That's our mission, is to go out, fix every pothole within the township area. But coming to your area, coming to the question, I can definitely tell you the area you've mentioned, Okearo, Lambe, Matogun, they've all been captured. That particular area is about 9.1 kilometers. So they are in one of the roads being proposed to be done.
And it's in a terrible state.
I agree with that. I think before that is we're going to do some grading, and the road will be reconstructed.
Okay, so give us a timeline. You're going to do it, yes. Give us a timeline. When are you, for instance, going to start with Matogun, Lambe area? When are you going to fix up the Songota? When are you going to go to Akute, Give us a timeline. No, the people want to know, so that when next you come, they say, okay, you told us the last time that this is going to happen, and,
I think you can send your people out to Songo, Jojo area. The work is already ongoing.
How soon will it end?
No, the palliative work, probably within about, because, as I've said, because of the traffic constraint, you have only a certain window of time to work. So, and safety of our people is very important also. You don't want to put people in the arm way and make things worse for traffic. So I'm assuming between a week to 2, because what we are doing is, we're putting hardcore there, then grade it, compact it, then clean all the drains. As he said, drains is a main issue. People dump things. If you go there, you see water oozing from the drains onto the road. So part of the work is to clean the drains. So once that is done...
Mr. Akisoya, if you do not punish people who do wrong, people will keep doing wrong and getting away with it. Because they believe they can get away with it, and they do.
I agree with you, and I think it's something we are looking into. So what are the consequences of doing this?
Build more prisons.
You can, well, I think that you have a human rights issue.
Every time.
So I think.
No, but if we're told clearly, do not put your trash in the drain, and you find someone who's doing it, that person is breaking the law.
I agree with you.
What do you do to those who break the law?
Well, I'll tell you a funny thing.
I guess we may start from orientation, you know.
I think, as you said, no, probably it's more of education. We need to let people know what are the consequences of doing this.
When will this education begin?
It will start soon. I can't know because we have to create the jingle, and probably I would start looking at that today. I will call the people in charge to do that. Yeah. So that's already that's already ongoing on the radio in Ogun State. That's already ongoing in Ogun State. So probably we need to increase the frequency.
Okay.
But that's something already ongoing.
Okay.
But let me just assure people that they'll see a massive reconstruction starting early next year. So all the different areas of the state will be covered.
Okay. Mr. Agwekwe.
We are ahead.
Mr. Agwekwe. I have heard it said in Lagos that Lagos has gone to the dogs because Lagos rules and laws are not being enforced. People are getting away with doing just anything. That Lagos is now, anything goes, which includes emptying our trash.
Quickly, Mr.
In the canals, because somebody has said that the canal in a particular area, the water doesn't flow because the place is overgrown with water hyacinths.
We're already in the business.
Okay.
As I speak to you now, by Monday or so, we have identified about 11 critical channels, that we have to dredge. So mobilized, even though we're still waiting for 2020 budget where major work will come. So we're working. We're not going to put everybody in jail. We went to a particular street in Ajegunle. We noticed that the drains were filled up.
Okay.
Filled up to the brim with silt, plastic bottles. And we called them out. And we started getting, the road went down. Fashola did the road, it went down. So we started talking to them.
We are going to be coming back to you because this conversation is one that is, going to continue at some point. So we'd like to thank you so much for coming this morning. SA on Drainage and Water Resources in Lagos, Mr. Joe Igbokwe, and of course his counterpart from Ogun State, SA Works and Infrastructure Engineer Ade Akinsoya. Thank you both for sharing your thoughts with us this morning, and you'll be back to tell us how far you have gone. Thank you. We'll take a quick break, and Sunrise will be back in a moment.